Hi everyone. Today I'm pleased to welcome one of our board associates team, Mark Schofield. Mark, really pleased you're able to join us today and give us a few insights around based on your experience and kind of your varied and an interesting history. Perhaps you'd like to start off just by giving us a little background on kind of what you've done to date and maybe some of the things that are a little unique about your background.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Glad to be part of Board Associates. I've spent most of my career focused on removing complexities from business and making those businesses stand out from the crowd. I spent 35 years in building supply companies, starting actually as a delivery driver and then rising to a senior executive at Brickworks Limited, which is Australia's largest brick manufacturer and various other components. For over 20 years, I travelled across Asia, Europe, Middle East, North America and the Pacific Islands, selling and importing building materials, culminating in myself setting up a unified export division within Brickworks. The thing that's probably unique about my experience is that I've worked in a number of smaller divisions as general manager, which gave me hands-on exposure across all facets of the business, ranging from sales through to manufacturing, through to even driving a front-end loader. It also taught me how to effectively communicate to those on the shop floor and also those in the boardroom. So I think the experience allows me to help businesses to reduce the complexity in their business by making a business that's easy to deal with, easy for customers to make a purchase, easy for the supplier to provide to them, and easy for staff to manage their own roles. Exporting and importing products or services is not just as easy as jumping on a plane. You have to have a strong domestic base before you can look globally, and be totally focused on your export offering and what you want to import and why do you want to import it. And I suppose thirdly, make your business stand out from the competition. Be the zebra amongst the horses.
Yeah, good. So perhaps it's an interesting background, obviously, and one I think a lot of our, kind of our clients would certainly resonate with. Perhaps you could share an example of a company that you've supported, kind of through some of those experiences.
Yeah, look, one of my favourite examples is Terrasard, a terracotta cladding system made by Austral Bricks. When it was presented to me, sales were languishing. They had the product on the market for a few years and had sold almost no product. So really what I did was identify what was the real market for that product, simplified the offer from a very complicated offering, and shook up the distribution route to market. Changed the rules. As a result of that, Terrasard became the #1 selling cladding in Australia and New Zealand within 3 years, beating the established giants from Europe.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's a great example. And so Mark, in a few weeks' time, we're going to be running a live streaming event where we're talking about becoming export ready for when, kind of we move into a COVID, kind of recovery period. Would you like to just run us through, some of the points that we're going to be covering?
Yeah, sure, mate. Look, the webinar is designed to help, the business owners identify where are the potential markets. It's a big wide world out there, so you really want to be focused. And in the webinar, we'll be covering 3 main topics. First up, being export ready. Make sure your domestic base is solid before you go export. What are the initial steps to exporting? How do you identify your market? And then thirdly, what a lot of exporters fail to do is to care for their distribution network. So it'll be a great session for those people who look to expand their businesses overseas.
Yeah, fantastic. And certainly something that I think a lot of organisations are looking to right now. Certainly some businesses are finding things a little bit harder, but already, we're seeing signs of people, sort of casting their minds further afield and really having some aspirational goals for their business. So I think that's it's going to be fantastic. So in closing, what would be maybe the top 3 things that you'd like to help Australian businesses with?
Well, I think, Matt, what I'd like to do is help businesses simplify their structures. A lot of businesses become too complicated and weighed down, so they can't react to the market. And they need to identify who their ideal clients are and how to become attractive to them. And then if the market's tough, change the rules.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen, again, in introducing you to Mark Schofield, one of our board associates team. And if you'd like to contact Mark and kind of speak about some of these things further, you can contact him via the links on the screen. And don't forget to register for our upcoming live streaming session on becoming export ready for when COVID is behind us. Mark, thanks for joining us. I'm really pleased to have you on board.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Glad to be part of the team.